Hi everyone, my name is Kim and I'm from EarlyON. Today we are going to be doing a very simple bread dough recipe that you and your little ones can make at home together. But before we begin, I'm going to clean and sanitize my workstation as well as wash our hands. So let's start. So I've gone ahead and washed my countertop off camera, but now we are going to all wash our hands together. So let's wet our hands, grab some soap, and let's sing ABC together while we wash our hands. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Yay! So now let's go ahead, wash off all the water, all the soap I need, and then grab your towel or your paper towel and get your hands nice and dry. Turn off your water, and now we are ready to bake. Alright, so now that our surface is clean and our hands are clean, we are ready to bake. I have already pre-measured all of the ingredients off camera, but when you are doing this at home with your little one, they can help you scoop all of the ingredients into the measuring cup, and then they can, with your help, depending on their fine motor skills, they can put the ingredients into the mixing bowl as well. So in here I have 1 cup of flour. The original recipe calls for 1 cup of rising flour, but if you're like me and you don't have it with you at home, then 1 cup of either regular all-purpose flour or whole wheat flour will do just as well. So then I'm going to add, because I don't have rising flour, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder into the mix, like this. And then next, we are going to use 2/3 cup of plain Greek yogurt. If you do not have plain Greek yogurt at home and you have just regular yogurt, then you're gonna want to use just a little less than 2/3 because you don't want it too runny. If you find as you're mixing the dough it does become a little too runny, then feel free to add a little bit of more flour into it. But for today, because I don't have plain Greek yogurt, I am using just regular yogurt that I have in my fridge, and it is blueberry flavored. So go ahead, pour that into your mixture. Alright, and now you and your little one can go ahead and stir up your mixture. That's all the ingredients that you will need, just those 2 or 3 ingredients. Alright, now depending on your dough consistency, you might have to add either a little bit of more yogurt or a little bit of more flour. I am thinking I might need to put just a little tiny bit more yogurt, but we are going to see. So this is the fun part for your little one. Because this recipe has no yeast, your little one can play with it, mash it up, do whatever they feel like, because we are going to have to try and blend everything together and it becomes nice and messy. So we're gonna knead and try to combine everything. I actually might not need more yogurt. Yeah, so before you go and add more yogurt or flour, just have you and your little one knead the dough first, just to really combine it and to make sure that you need it or not. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more, not too much. Try to incorporate it in there. So as you're doing all of this, you're going to preheat your oven for 355 degrees Fahrenheit. And then have you and your little ones decorate it, shape it, whatever they want into it. Okay, so this dough is pretty good. So now what we're gonna do, I have my baking pan right here. And I'm gonna line it with some aluminum foil. Aluminum foil makes a nice, interesting sound, doesn't it? All right. So my baking sheet is lined with aluminum foil, and your little one can play with the Play-Doh. You know what? I might actually add just a little bit more yogurt in there, just because my dough is feeling a little bit dry right now. Your Play-Doh should really feel more like Play-Doh, and it's just a little bit shy of that. So I'm gonna add a little bit more yogurt. And this is why it was so important to start with a nice clean countertop. So just a little bit at a time. Again, because I only have blueberry yogurt in my fridge, blueberry yogurt is what we're going to use. Okay, much better. So knead it around again. Like I mentioned before, you're gonna really play with the consistency at home. Baking is very finicky, just because, you know, the humidity outside, the temperature in your house really affects all of that. And look, I already have like blueberry chunks from the blueberry yogurt in my dough. Okay, this is good. So now what we can do is start to shape our bread dough. So I am going to turn this one into a circle like this. Put it on the sheet. I'm gonna make a slightly bigger one and flatten it out a little bit. I'm gonna turn this one, I'm gonna try to turn this one into a heart. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully yours turns out better than mine. And then I'm gonna make one more. I'm gonna make one big circular one. So, like this. Because now what we're gonna do, put that on there. I have some blueberries. and some strawberries to decorate our simple bread dough recipe. But you can decorate anything. You can decorate using anything. So like you can put raisins in it. If you have dried mango, if you have cereal, you can either use them whole or crush them up and then sprinkle them on top. Chia seeds, anything. And your little one can help decorate it as well. So I'm gonna start with the blueberries actually. And I'm just gonna stick them on here just like so, because I did use blueberry yogurt, so we're keeping with the theme here. Okay. You know, I'm curious to see how you guys decorate yours. I'm sure yours is gonna look so much better than mine. I'm actually gonna make a face with this last one. So I'm gonna make a smiley face. We'll see if it turns out like that. Let's see. All right. And then with the strawberries, if your little one is old enough, so like around 3 or 4, if you get a butter knife, or I'm just using a children's knife, they can help you cut up the strawberries. So if you cut off the stems, these ones are easy because they're a little bit softer, the strawberries. And then we're gonna just cut. I'm gonna use one for the nose of my little man. And I'm gonna put one in here and in there. So, you know, you and your little one have creative freedom. You guys can do and decorate however you want. This is how mine turned out. So I'm going to pop these in the oven, and there's no specified time. It's just until you see this become golden brown. So again, it's a 355 Fahrenheit oven, just until it's golden brown. So now that the bread is in the oven, we need to start cleaning up our counter or our table, whatever you had used to bake. So your little one can help you with the cleaning as well. So soap and water, just go ahead and clean our workstation. And if your little one made a little bit of a mess on the floor, they can help you sweep as well. Your little one really wants to be involved. If you're washing the dishes, they can help you rinse off all of the bowls and the spoons that you used while you go and you scrub away all the stuff. But nice and clean. I'm going to go over it just one more time, just because I like a nice clean surface. So while we wait for our bread to bake, I have leftover strawberries and leftover blueberries. So if you guys are in the same boat as I am and you have leftovers, especially the yogurt, because I had used the cups, the yogurts in the cups, so you can make a parfait with your little one using the leftover yogurt, or you can just eat up the fruit like I will be. But also what you can do with the leftover yogurt too is make some overnight oats. So if you use quick oats, then you can pour either milk and or yogurt into it, as well as put the leftover fruits in there, and then anything else that you want. I've used like banana chips in there. I use a little bit of honey or maple syrup to just sweeten it a little bit if you are using unflavored yogurt, if that's what you want, and then you can leave it in your fridge overnight, and then you have something nice and yummy for breakfast the next day. You wait for the bread to get golden brown. What you can do to extend the activity if you want is to read a book with your little one about cooking or food. You can borrow them at the library if they're open, but there's a bunch that's on YouTube, and they do like a read aloud, so you and your little one can follow that. Or what I like to do too is to mute the sound, and then I read to the little one what's on the screen, and then I can pause it, and then I can point out what's on the page as well. So some really good ones that I recommend that you can either get, borrow, or look up on YouTube are Peanut Butter Fudge by Toni Morrison. There is Beeb and Bob by Linda Sue Park. The Donut Chef by Bob Saki. Dancing in the Kitchen by Wendy, I'm gonna butcher this last name, so apologies, but by Wendy Gelsenlitter. And then there is Curious George Makes Pancakes. We have Dragons Love Tacos, Raw Radishes, Llama Llama Yum Yum Yum, and Pancakes, the interactive recipe books. So those are just some of the books that are available on YouTube. If you just like Google search them on YouTube, it'll come up. A bunch of people did like a read aloud, but again, like I said, if you want it interactive, or if you're concerned about the amount of screen time your little one has if they are watching a book being read, you can mute the sound, and then you can read aloud what's on the screen, and then you can point out what's on the screen as well. It makes it a little bit more interactive and not so one-sided. But yeah, so that is just a way to extend the activity if you want. So this bread recipe is super easy, and it's great when you want to involve your little one, even as young as 2 years old. They can get involved with helping to pour, to measure, to mix. Obviously, anything to do with the oven, an adult would have to do, but otherwise, your little one can be involved from beginning to end. Some other things that your little one can do is help you crack an egg. If you get little shells in it, you can always pick them out. Decorating anything, so if you've made gingerbread cookies, if you've made this bread dough recipe, you can get them to decorate it before you put it in the oven, as well as kneading and rolling the dough like we had done before, because again, that's very sensory, very texture. It's almost like playing with Play-Doh, that consistency. Again, cutting the soft fruits, so if they're a little bit older, like the preschool age, and you get like a child's knife or a butter knife, they can cut any soft fruits like bananas, or if you're using an avocado for anything, then you can, as the adult, slice up the avocado, and then they can cut up into little pieces afterwards. They can also do mashing, so if you're making banana bread or anything with banana that needs to be mashed, you can get them a spoon or a fork, and they can mash in the bananas there as well. They can rinse any fruits or vegetables, so all of the blueberries and strawberries that I had washed and rinsed off camera, your little one can do as well. So cooking is really great for their development. So social and emotional development is really good with cooking, because it helps build their confidence, especially with taking turns if you've got more than one, or as well as following the recipe, so steps and all that stuff, and directions, and also how to problem solve as well. For their fine motor development, it teaches them hand-eye coordination. At first, they're gonna probably miss the bowl, and then it's gonna spill everywhere, which is perfectly normal because they are learning how to pour something into a bowl. So I would actually recommend, if you've got like a bigger base bowl, to start with that, so that they've got a greater chance of getting the ingredients into the bowl. Or you can do hand on hand if it's the first time they're doing it. As well as for their cognitive development, it encourages them to problem solve, like I had mentioned before. Creativity, especially if they're decorating the bread, because then they get to come up with another way to express themselves. So I made a happy face. If I had chia seeds or cereal, I could have crushed up the cereal and made it into hair as well. But they can do anything that they want. Language development as well, because you can talk them through all the stuff. You can talk to them about what they're feeling, if they're kneading the dough. You can talk to them about the colors, like the colors of the blueberry. If you're using cinnamon, you can always just describe the smell. So cooking is a great way to get them to be involved, as well as help them with their development. So when we are cooking with our little ones, if you have the time to kind of prepare them for it, so you can talk about the ingredients that you need, kind of the steps, what they can help you with, so the pouring, the mixing, the kneading, decorating as well. Have the ingredients kind of laid out for them as well, so that they can feel it, they can smell it, if they are able to taste it. So if you're using fruit or whatever, they can have a little taste as well. You can read the recipe out loud as well to them. So again, that develops their language skills. So all the information that I had just said, if you're interested, will be on our Facebook page. It'll be a post. But yeah, so we are just I'm gonna go check on the bread and see how it's going. I smell something yummy coming from the oven. I think the bread is done. I put them in around 3 o'clock. So they took about 15-20 minutes to bake, but that's because I made them really thick. So again, depending on how thick or thin your dough is, it's going to take shorter or longer time to cook through. So definitely check the color outside of it just to see. But I'm going to pull my bread out. I think it's done. But so this part your little one can't help you with, obviously, because it's a hot oven. But yeah, let's go check it out. Okay, so they're just out of the oven and they smell super amazing. So this is the color that you want. It's a nice golden brown. So while we wait for our bread to cool down so we can eat them, we're gonna read a book together. Today we're gonna read Macy Makes Gingerbread. I can't wait to see how Macy makes her gingerbread. Macy is in her kitchen today. Oh, we were just in our kitchen, right? What does she have in hers? Let's see. She's got, a recipe book. She has cups and plates. Wow, and look, she's wearing an apron today. I didn't wear my apron today. Did you wear yours? She is going to make gingerbread cookies. Yummy. They're my favorite cookies. Oh, look. Macy's reading all of the ingredients that she'll need. Oh, and do you guys know what this is? This is like a weight, or a measuring weight. So she can weigh out all of her recipes, her ingredients. Macy needs flour, sugar, butter, eggs, and ginger. Look. Macy, what does Macy have in her fridge today, guys? She has watermelon. It looks like she has milk and eggs. She has yogurt, butter, and she's pulling stuff out for her ingredients. What do you have in your fridge? Let's see, I think in my fridge right now, I have some yogurt left over from our bread, and I have some fruit that has been left over as well. Macy mixes everything together. Oh my goodness, look. She mixed her flour, her butter, her eggs, and her ginger all together in this bowl. We did that today too, right? Everyone, we mixed our flour and our yogurt and our baking powder in together. You know, mixing is my favorite part of baking. What's yours? She rolls out the dough and cuts out the different shapes. Oh my goodness, look. She made, what did she make, guys? She made a crocodile. I think this is a bird, but what do you think it is? We made shapes too. What did we make? I made a circle and a heart, and then I made another circle for a face. Macy puts the cookies into the oven. Oh, look at her. Look at her nice green oven. She's gonna put her gingerbread cookies in there. We need an adult help to put the cookies into a hot oven though, right everyone? Macy licks the bowl while the cookies are baking. Oh, look, she's licking the bowl. What were you doing while you waited for the cookies, or for your bread to bake? Then she washes up. Ding dong, that's the doorbell. Who can it be? Oh look, she's washing. We had to clean up too after our bread, right everyone? What did you guys do? I wonder who's at the door. It's Charlie and Tallulah, just in time for an afternoon snack. Look, guys, Macy's friends is there. They can try the cookies together. Yum, yum. Nice gingerbread cookies, Macy. So yummy. Are you guys gonna share your bread with your friends or family? The end. That was a really lovely book, everyone. Do you agree? All right, everyone. So I think the bread is cool enough to eat. So the best time to eat the bread when it's slightly warm. So this is my smiley face. As you can see, as it baked, it ran off a little bit, but it's okay because I bet you it still tastes really, really yummy. Let's give it a try. That's really good. It's really yummy. It rose up a little bit. So when you make it at home, I would suggest you spread it out a little bit because it did expand and rise just a little bit. If you want, you can eat this with a little bit of jam or butter. But I think because I used blueberry yogurt, there's like a slightest bit of sweetness and blueberry in the actual bread itself. But this came out pretty good. It's got a nice hard outer shell like this, but the inside is actually nice and soft and fluffy. So it is really good, guys. Sorry. It's really yummy. Guys, so if you make this at home, feel free to take a picture of it, of what you made, and you can show us. So thank you so much for joining me today in cooking, and I hope that the bread dough comes out really well for you. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.